Hey, Gator Nation. Welcome to a very special edition of the Respect Our Decision podcast, guys. We're doing this as a commitment reaction to the commitment of former Arizona State wide receiver Elijhah Badger, just committed to the Florida Gators just a moment ago. And I wanted to jump on and make a video real quick to kind of give my thoughts on this. We've talked about him for the last couple of weeks now. As always, guys, I'm Hirsch. CJ's out of town. Wes is working right now, so this is just it's a little after 4 o'clock on a Friday. I wanted to be able to jump on, and this is something. If you'd like to see us do it more in the future, guys, tell us down in the comments below. I know we've talked to some of our viewers about possibly doing live streams in the future and things like that, but we really want to get more active in doing things like this, guys. So if you like this kind of content, please subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, man. And leave your thoughts down in the comments about what this commitment means in your eyes to the Gators. Does this complete a very good portal class for Billy Napier? And how much of an impact do you see Elijhah Badger having on the team this year? So, guys, let's jump right into it, guys. Like we said, he just committed just a moment ago. It's a 6'2", 190-pound wide receiver out of Sacramento, California. This is a guy that has put up two very decent seasons back-to-back at Arizona State. 2022, he had 70 receptions, 186 yards, 7 TDs. And in 2023, last year, 63 receptions, 713 yards, and 3 touchdowns with very bad quarterback play at Arizona State. And last year, Arizona State quarterbacks only had a total of 8 passing touchdowns all season. And of course, former Florida commit Elijhah Badger, Jaden Rashada was in the mix with that as well. So this is a guy that, despite bad quarterback play, has really done well and is an established wide receiver. And that is something I think everybody thought was very lacking in the wide receiver room at the University of Florida for this coming season. So now Billy Napier goes out, he adds an established receiver to a room that, you already had Trey Wilson, and you knew what you had in Trey Wilson. So you add that to Trey and Chimere DK, who is expected to probably be a big contributor this year as well, having the rapport that he has playing with Mertz before. So now you have a starting 3 wide receivers that look like Trey Wilson, Elijhah Badger, Chimere DK. These are all guys now that you know what you have in. And then you have some pretty good backups. Khalil Jackson. You have Marcus Burke. You have what everybody is waiting to see if Andy Jean can stay healthy and develop. You have Aiden Mizell. You have Frazier's if he's still around come season time. But I mean, you have a starting 3 now that is very respectable, and defenses will have to respect. Not just plan for Trey Wilson every game. Now they have multiple targets that they're going to have to respect. And that's on top of, if you see Arliss Boardingham take his game to the next level, and Hayden Hansen and those guys at the tight end position, this could end up being a monumental get for Billy Napier and company for that offense, because you had to get more production at the wide receiver position. You had to get an experienced pass catcher, and not only an experienced pass catcher, but this is a guy last year that also was very good in the return game. 20 kick return attempts last year for 578 yards, almost, getting to that 30-yard return clip. And he had an 81-yard long. I didn't see if that, I'm assuming that was for a touchdown, but we need that at the return game as well. So this is a guy that was listed as having no fear in the return game. So if you get all of that production on the field next season, and you can, with Graham Mertz returning and a solid running back room, as long as the offensive line holds up, you're really looking at an offense now that, and I know there's still a lot of questions out there about Billy Napier and his play calling, but this brings us back to what me and CJ talked about on the show this week is all the excuses now are out the window as far as having enough talent to win football games. You have enough talent to at least win all the games you should and be competitive in the games you're going to be favored to lose. But it's there, man. It's all going to come down to coaching, play calling, and execution. And can Billy Napier erase those doubts about what he brings to the table as a play caller? I'll be very interested to see how he uses this combination of receivers. I mean, obviously, like I said, I believe that the starting three will be Trey, Badger, and DK pretty much any game, but you've got a lot of skill sets in there. You've got Mizell's speed and what he brings. You've got the young guys in the wide receiving room that you just brought in and the speed that they have. You have the possession guys, and I wouldn't obviously Jackson is more of the possession guy. I wouldn't classify Burke as one, but he's a tall receiver that has all the tools. He just has to put it together up top mentally. And there's some that feel like this is the year he does that. It's always wait and see. But man, what a big get to go out and get this guy, even if it's probably just for 1 year. He's graduated already. I think he has one class he has to take this fall to fall in line with US standards and things like that. That's from someone in the know. But man, I'll be very interested to see everyone's thoughts as a whole. I know, we've always questioned Billy's recruiting and Billy's approach through the portal. And me and CJ hit on this a little bit on the show this week. And we're going to talk about it again this week as far as our final grades on the portal. But, man, you really took care of all your needs in my estimation. Could you have hit maybe on a bigger edge rushing piece? Possibly. Yeah. But I like the groups of guys they brought in and the veteran pieces they brought in to plug and play this season. Badger, Asa Turner, guys like that you're going to see along with the youth, and Slackman also as a veteran presence. I almost forgot about him, and Crenshaw Dixon to go with the young guys that you got like Pup Howard. And, I really am excited to see the Gators on the football field now for I've got the first real excitement I've had since the end of last season. I've had some moments where I was really doubting things, but as things have moved along and the moves have been made that we've seen, I've really started to get that excitement back now. Obviously, we've talked ad nauseum about the schedule and how tough it's going to be, but now I feel like this is a team that can compete. Obviously, like I said, there's a lot of teams on the front end of that schedule you should beat and be favored pretty much in every game. I don't see Miami being favored walking into the Swamp week 1, especially now. And most of those teams that we've talked about are replacing a coaching staff or a quarterback, something very important. You have Mertz returning to having these weapons just can't be understated, man. This is a team now that's got veteran presence. As the young guys, the young talent that we've brought in our classes develop. And that's something that when Billy first got here, we didn't have the luxury of. You were just having so many guys having to play so many snaps. And last year you had so many young guys having to play so much. And now I feel like you're in a position with depth and veterans that you brought in that you don't have to do that. And I think that is a luxury that they haven't had yet. And I think you will reap the benefits of it in the fall, or at least you better. I think everybody can agree to that. At this point, you better make the most of it. You better succeed with the talent that you've brought in, or we're going to be talking about a new staff going forward. And I hope that's not the case, man. I really want Billy to succeed. I really like the vision he has for this team. I like the culture he's got. I like taking a chances on guys like Cormani McClain, like we talked about earlier this week. It's really I see the right blend now of recruiting and portal the way that we have thought that it was supposed to work. You know, you recruit the young talent, you develop that talent, you go to the portal to supplement the needs that you need immediately. And it looks like that's what they're doing, man. So anxious to hear you guys' thoughts on this pickup and where you think this puts us going into next season. Like I said, man, go ahead, drop your predictions about how you feel like what this does for the team going forward. And I hope y'all are really excited about it. I am too. If y'all want to see more content like this, make sure you let us know, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We really appreciate it, man. We're really trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the time the season rolls around. And as always, guys, from me, myself, CJ, Wes, go Gators, guys. We'll catch you next week on the show.